for a high shot into the 22, and they'll opt for the touch early on just to add some pressure. And the field force team, a young outfit, making their debut entry into these tournaments. They are, of course, after a disappointing loss at the hands of Peterson Sports Club last week. 35 points to 10 is how it finished. And they'll be hoping to make amends of that performance. But on paper, it's the Science Maroons who are quite favorites to much of a win. The line out is taken short, caught by surprise. The ball is loose, but Science Maroons just able to recover on time, have possession. Forwards now, trying to do the grinding, the hard grinds, but good defense by the field force team, by the forwards. They need to step back and not concede any penalties for offside. Good carry there by the forward. Space on the outside. That's Manla Ratnayaka taking the ball to the try line, but I don't think he managed to ground the ball successfully. But the referee seems, yes, there is. He did not signal for advantage, but he will come back and play the advantage for offside. Quickly taken, drifted wide. The number 24 taking into contact. Powering his way through early on. Men on the outside should have passed.
Release.
But Science Maroons still with possession. Early pressure. The pod is far, and early try for Science Maroons. That's the number 7 who scores the try. And not the ideal start for field force. Committing error after error, conceding consecutive penalties, and then paying the price. So Science Maroons off to a flying start. Shashin Munasinghe, the try scorer. And that was good work by the third row forward for Science Maroon. Here we go. Drifting away from the defense. A poor attempt of a tackle by the field force number 2. And Science Maroons are scoring the early try. So Nadun Kavisha, who had an outstanding game with the boot last week against Old Wesley, will now look to add the early extras. Easy does it. So into an early 7-point lead is Science Maroons. Interesting to see. Last week it was a bit of a scrappy play, but it was the first game of the tournament, so it was quite expected. But early on, Science Maroons are showing some promising signs. So it's now important how field force will make their comeback into the game. Deep restart, collected well by the Science Maroons player. Nadun Kavisha puts the boot. Covered by the player, but did he knock it forward? Went backwards, says the referee. But then he's bundled out to touch. Didn't have any room. The wise thing would have been to take it into contact, cut inside, and set it up for his fellow forwards. But did the opposite. Isolated himself, and that was good defense. Followed up by the Science Maroons players. It's another ideal start by field force, but still early days.
What do you want? Line out this stump. Stump. No straight.
Line out not straight. That's disappointing from Science Maroons. No pressure as well. Should have made the call and made the correct decision there, but field force now with another attempt. Science Maroons have plenty of experience players, you would say, under their belt. Number 24, Denuan Silva, the former Science keeper. Good pressure there on the scrum, but the referee wants a reset. It will be field force ball yet.
Right back. Coach! Bye! Set! Number 7.
So, Dinuwan Lakshan, scrum half for field force. The ball comes out the back, but finds the way to his fly half. Sonal Sansoni, the former Sipatana centre. Good pass, but just wasn't read well by his fellow centre. Kicked forward, under pressure. And the field force fly half, that was Aloka Kaushal, decides to kick it over the in-goal area. So it'll be a scrum for Science Maroons, and another promising position here off the scrum in their red zone. Field force under the pump early on, and a try here will really put them under immense pressure. The field force team, the home team for this game.
Bye! Set! White number 8.
Science Maroons now.
Wait.
First things first, the ball is off the back into the number 8, sends it to this fly half. Long cut-out pass, and that should be a penalty. In fact, the referee will award a penalty try. Yes, so another 7 points there. And field force really under the pump now. 7 minutes gone, 14 points to nil. Two against one situation, so the referee judged that was clearly a scoring opportunity that was thwarted illegally or infringed upon, so was the penalty try.
Ball bear, my friend, ball bear.
Science Maroons with the restart. Collected cleanly, and just a sensible thing there. Finds good distance, brings play
And out.
right beside the halfway line. Brilliant kick. And just like that, field force find themselves where they were a few minutes back.
Time up. Back leader. Number scan on my better. Right, okay? Okay, time on.
The first line out for field force.
No.
And that's botched. Stolen, in fact, by Science Maroons.
Step back, step back, step back.
So just no respite for the team.
Again, step back. Again, step back.
Science Maroons now setting the ball up. The scrum half wants his forwards to take one more attempt, and they burn the advantage for offside yet again. They're breaking through tackles easily, quite easily. Things not looking good for Science Maroon. Nadun Kavisha with a lovely up and lovely punt, knocked forward. And Science Maroons will come up with the ball yet again. Referee still playing advantage. They've got men on the outside. Needs the pass. Lovely offloading there. Drawing pass, but cuts back inside. And that's try number 3 for Science Maroons. And this could be a very long evening if things continue at this pace for the field force team. They've got lovely hands. Number 4 had them in on the outside, but cuts back inside. And then goes down to the post. So Nadun Kavisha, it's just his second kick. But easy does it. And 21 points to nil. So field force really under pressure here. They just need to settle into the game. Field force.
Ball behind, my friend.
They've been making the same restart on 3 occasions. There's no pressure, there's no chasers because of the distance of the kick. There you go, identical. Nadun Kavisha once again receives the pass, thumps it forward. This time, he doesn't. His kick doesn't reach the halfway line, but it will still get his team out of their own 22. And how things have been going, they'll really look to put pressure here at line out time.
Straight and wide.
They've just got to settle. Field Force Sports Club really under pressure, under immense pressure. First things first, they need to get this line out right. They need to make the right call. They go short, and that's once again another free kick conceded. So things not going their way. This is where their leadership needs to step in as well. Doesn't travel the 5-meter mark, so the referee awards a scrum now for Science Maroons. Former Josephian winger there, number 14, Aaron Pereira.
Bye. Set. Wait, fight. Number 9.
Ball comes out the back, and Science Maroons shifts the ball out wide, and that's a good kick. Finds space, gains territory as well. And they won't mind this at all, Science Maroons, because so far they've really put a lot of pressure in line-out time. And they know that if they can kick to the corner, even though it may be a opposition line-out, they'll probably now be full of confidence because the line-out hasn't been functioning for the Field Force team. So another line-out. But this time, just managed to get the ball. They decided, but handling has not been great. They're trying to send the ball out wide. Managed to gain some space, but
Thank you.
they just ran laterally. Fly half under pressure. Hurries the kick. Covered well by the Science Maroons player. Dummies his way off the first tackle. Kicks it ahead. But then again, the referee is now coming back for another penalty. Probably for a late charge. Yes. So another penalty conceded. So they're at 6s and 7s. And the discipline is also starting to give away.
Left tackle. Lord.
A late tackle, says the referee. Good kick, 5 meters off the try line. And this could be try number 4 for Science Maroons.
Wide straight line. Wide.
Probably should expect a rolling maul here. They haven't tried it. They didn't try it even last week. They'll be full of confidence now.
Turn back, please. Thank you.
So does Field Force contest the line out? Seems like they will. They don't.
Play on.
The ball is loose. Hacked forward there. A little bit of respite temporarily though. The ball is collected there by the Science Maroons player. Another desperation attempt of a kick. Good tackle though. Follows it up with a good tackle. Under pressure. Ball is ripped off the player. They've got men on the outside. Science Maroons. Number 4 once again. Cuts back inside. Does well. Beats off a few tacklers. Sets it up. The forwards are there to support him.
the last
The
foot,
scrum
white.
half looking for options. He decides to go on the blind side.
Yeah, the last foot.
Field force really struggling here. And I think they will be penalized for another offside. The referee is not signaling for that. But regardless of it, Science Maroons with the ball. Tries a fancy offload. Doesn't fight in the band, but it went backwards. Science Maroons just managing to hold on to that ball. They've driven backwards a bit, but they're still in attack. Desperate defense here. Skips the man. Another pass for Aaron Pereira. Uses his speed, and there you go. That's what he's capable of. Had a quiet afternoon last week. Didn't have the space or didn't receive any front foot ball, but that's what he can do with the slightest of angles. Left his man for dead, uses his space, and jots down under the post. So another try. And this is looking to be a very long day for the field force team. Sonal unable to get there. Sheer pace, sheer speed. Under the post he goes. So with the easy conversion to come, this could be 28 points to nil. And the play is halted. We got a player down.
Okay. Time out.
So the time is back up. Nadun Kavisha with another kick to extend the lead by 2 points. As a look, easy does it, slots it over. 28 points to nil. So just under 18 minutes played, in fact. And Science Maroons going on the rampage. 28 points to nil.
Ball behind, my friend, ball behind.
The body language of the field force team has already dropped. Long restart. Collected cleanly and then thumped forward. So Science Maroons just doing the basics. To be frank, they are being helped by some inept game planning by the field force team.
Straight line, white. White, straight line. 10 back.
Another line out
My friend,
for
10. Thank
field
you.
force. They'll be under pressure.
Play on.
Just managing to
Platform.
hold on to that ball.
Thank you.
Scrum half sends it out to the fly half early to Sonal Sansoni. Long coloured pass to the other centre.
Advantage.
Win 3/4. Did he knock it forward? Yes. Try to boot it forward after knocking it forward. So things just really not going the way field force would like to have it. And this is turning out to be a nightmare for them so far.
My friend Mark.
And every time Science Maroons have received an attacking set piece, they have looked very dangerous. There you go. Just took his eyes off the ball. Right through the gully. Knocks it on forward. Another scrum. Now this may be the corner of the field at the halfway mark, but Science Maroons, with how things have been going their way, will surely look to send the ball out wide and use their speedsters on the wing. And did the player knock it forward? Yes, lapse of concentration there by the Science Maroons scrum half. Cardinal there. Had a look before he wanted to pass the ball, and this slightly dropped the ball forward. Referee right on the spot. to call that.
Coach!
So now field force with the scrum.
Set! Yeah.
They've earned a penalty. And rightly so, they don't need to rush it. They don't. Just needs to take their time. Try to play a territorial game. A try would really do them a world of good. Thumps it forward, just outside the 22. They seem to have quite a few heavy forwards, but so far their decision making, their mobility has been questionable. But they've just not received any respite from the opposition, to be frank.
Time off.
Been on the receiving end since right off the kickoff.
Reds. Thank you. Then back. Play on.
Line out is once again lost. So Science Maroons now
Stay back.
through their forwards. That's their big number 4. He's been full of running so far in this first half. Already scored a try. Comes out to the 3 quarters and poor judgment there by the field force player. Was in 2 minds. Didn't collect the ball. Almost could have conceded another try. But luckily, the oncoming Science Maroons player knocks it forward. There you go. Punt ahead. Just was in 2 minds. Lost the man, lost the ball, but the Science Maroons player just wasn't able to collect that ball cleanly.
Coach! Bye. Set.
Good pressure there by Science Maroons. The referee playing advantage yet again. The ball comes out the red side, but poor pass and poor collection. But still, they get the penalty. And almost every time Science Maroons have entered the opposition half for the 22, they've gone away with points. Another opportunity. Nadun Kavisha kicks it into touch. Promising position here. But they've got another player down, field force. Seems like an injury. So there will be a slight stoppage here. So just to give you a quick update, here's a team card for you. Field force team. Damiru Pereira, Pasan Hasaranga, Janudu Disen, the front rows. Akash Nagendran, Shakil Suhan, Geet Edrisingha, Saji Muhammad and Agas Indura, the front 8. Devanga Lakshan, Aloka Kaushal, Avishka Dilchan, Solal Sansoni, Ian Stefan, Imash Hiburan and Nimanta Rachita, the backs. And of course the Science Maroons, Sunera Fernando, Rusiru Iranga, Minura Kannangara, Dinet Pasindu, Denuan Silva, Shashin Munasingha, Ravindu Sampat, Tarusha Udayanga, the front 8. And Kasun Chanuka, Nadun Kavisha, Aaron Pereira, Tarusha Dananje, Manu Ratnayaka, Aruna Hasitha and Kavindu Dilchan, the backs for Science Maroons. So time back on. Science Maroons with the line out. They opt for the rolling maul. They drive forward. Really no stopping them here. Poor body positioning by field force as well. They go down. Referee is playing advantage. I think the player thought it was the try line. It wasn't. It was the 5-meter mark.
Step back, step back. Wide no
The
hands.
ball is still with Science
Wide no
Maroons.
hands.
Desperate and last-ditch defensive attempts here by field force. Science Maroons on the attack yet again. Field force in there. You can see the way they fan out their defense. They're all over the place. No proper communication. They're just putting their bodies on the line for the sake of doing so.
Yeah, the last foot, fight.
Playing offside as well. They're not behind the highmost foot. Have they crossed the line? And yes, the referee comes across, takes his time, and then awards a try. So try number 5 and 33 points. So last week, Field Force lost their first game by 35 points to 10. And with 26 minutes gone, and with this conversion to come, they may have already conceded that amount of points. Denuan Silva, the skipper, just clarifying something from the referee. Powered his way through from close range. Did ground the ball. Referee comes across and awards the try. And so far, it's been a sorry performance by Field Force Sports Club so far. And Nadun Kavisha has maintained so far a 100% record with his kicks, but this will be so far his, you could say, the most challenging kick. Not the most difficult. Lines it up, slots it in the middle, beautifully done. And there you go, 35 points. Science Maroons extend their lead. And just like continuing from last week, Nadun Kavisha having a brilliant day with the boot so far.
Time off.
Science Maroons now slow to the restart. Heads down. Hands on their shoulders. Looking lost. They need some inspiration. Unable to find it. All players lost in thought. And they're really not helping themselves with the amount of penalties and the decisions that they are taking on the field. So this is where I think the coaching staff should also make a few changes, or make a tactical change at least. Because at the moment, it's all too easy for Science Maroons. And with the amount of tackle the Field Force team are making, you might see the dam burst or the floodgates open in the second half. So one of their big men for Field Force, I think that was Damiru Pera, is off the field.
Sabas.
Science Maroons are making another replacement.
Time on.
In fact, sorry, it's Field Force who make the replacement instead of Damiru Pera. That's Chatura Hemakirti. High hanging kick. Just bounces inside before going out to touch. But still, it will be a line out for Science Maroons.
Back.
Good clean take there by the Science Maroons second rower. Straight away, now they smell blood. They know field force are really poor in defending the rolling maul.
Advantage.
Just rampaging their way through forward. Taking it to contact from close quarters. Still going forward.
Step back, step back, step back.
So far, field force really not in a position to challenge them. Kicked ahead
No fight, no fight.
by the scrum half, but collected by the
Come inside.
field force fly half.
Right, come inside.
The referee was playing advantage, so he'll come back just a few meters back. Nadun Kavisha takes control of the ball. Will look to thump this forward. Gain good territory. This time the angle was against him, so unsuccessful, but does find touch. So another platform set here for Science Maroons to launch another attack. It's been the story all evening so far.
Time off. Or white take white black maroon. Oh, the numbers. What? Right. Look. Time on. Play on.
See, that seems to be a blood replacement. Is number 6. Comes back in. It's Geet addressing her. Science Maroon this time deciding it to send the ball out wide through their backs. Looking for the offload, but just ran into defense. That was knocked forward.
White, no advantage, show.
So the physical structure of the players is also telling here. Science Maroons players, in fact, look to be better conditioned than their counterparts, and it is showing in the field quite contrastingly as well. So this time, once again, another line out, kicked out to touch. 10 meters off their try line. Another perfect opportunity, but they'll have to wait for the ball. There you go. Good Smartian. Not the best of passing skills there by him.
Turn back, please.
There you go. Just managed to give the ball. So here we go. Science Maroons with another line out. First things first, need to get the line out right. Was that straight? Referee's fine with it. They're up for a rolling maul. And field force really not in a position to defend this. And this could be try number 6. Easy does it. And the hooker finishes off the move. In fact, it's the number 3 prop forward who was playing in the hooker's position. But regardless of it, it's another try. So 40 points up for Science Maroons. We're not even into the halfway mark. Western Province team had the honor of crossing the 100-point mark last week. And based on the performance of field force so far, Science Maroons are on their way to match that as well. Nadun Kavisha now with another kick. His last kick was somewhat from the midfield area towards the left of your screen. This one's toward the right from a similar distance, from a similar angle. Kavisha lines it up. Beautifully slots it in. Brilliant kicking by Nadun Kavisha. Adds the extras. And 42 points to 0. There you go, the replay. Easy does it. Just to remind you, The coverage, the brilliant pictures, all brought to you by sportsnow.tv. You can follow us on sportsnow.tv on Instagram as well as on Facebook. Like and subscribe our social media handles. And do not forget to follow the Sri Lanka Tuskers social media network as well for all the rugby updates, not just this tournament. To Science Maroons with the restart, kick it back to field force. They're struggling inside their own half. Good pressure by Science Maroons. Ball is not secured at the breakdown. You can see how many players field force need to commit on the breakdown just to secure ball. Poor pass, but still finds the play on the outside. Tries to run out his man, but no way through. Met with a heavy tackle and just pushed out to touch. It's all one-way traffic here. And I mean no disrespect for the field first team, but it's just been like a totally one-sided affair. Like a practice game rather. There might be another stoppage here. Science Maroons player is down. Hopefully nothing serious.
Time on.
So time is back up.
Right.
35 minutes gone if you just joined us. Week 2 action from the Nippon Under-24 Rugby League tournament, organized by the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union, of course. And Science Maroons taking on Field Force Sports Club. And so far it's just been Science Maroons all the way. A totally dominant performance against a weak Field Force team, you could say, who are really struggling to put any foot or get any control in this game. Science Maroons on the attack right off the kickoff have been really putting Field Force under pressure. Field Force player collects the ball but then just drops it cold. Good pressure there by the Science Maroons player.
No fighting. No fighting. No fighting.
The baji
Yeah, good.
going on, going about with the players. It's all good.
Captain.
There you go. Aaron Pereira, the other winger. But then a slight shove on his back. I think that's what triggered whatever that incident was all about. But it's all good. Right within the framework.
Good. Okay, come. Number 10, come. Yeah, come.
That's nice to see as well.
Take clap. 5 clap. Yeah, good.
The referee just wants the players
Time
to
on.
control their aggression there
5 meter.
and play the game in the right spirit. Just having a word. Right thing to do. Keeping a control on this game. Not going to his pocket early on unnecessarily as well. But it will be a scrum for Science Maroons here.
5 seconds. Coach! Bye! Set! Stay back.
Number 8 deciding to go on the blind side, but gets away from 2 tackles and then slides over. That was good work by the number 8. Had 2 defenders to beat. Didn't even use a handoff, just used his footwork. Stepped his way in, and Tarusha Udayanga with his second try of the game. We are not even reached the halfway mark. But there you go. The other player wasn't even ready to attempt that tackle. Still a bit more time left for half time. Adun Kavisha. With a kick. Still finds the target. That's brilliant kicking there by Nadun Kavisha. 100% record so far. The last 3 attempts have been from quite an angle, but no mistake with the kicking there. Right through the middle. Brilliant kicking. Extends his team's lead.
My friend plays rugby, okay? Advantage.
Science. Maroons return the restart, but once again fumbled by the field force player. Sums up the first half as well. Everything has been a total mess. The body language tells you the story as well. They just want to get into the half-time shed, but I don't think that will do them any favor as well. We've got another half to play for. The Science Maroons players in smiles. They've wrapped this game up. If there's anything that the field force team could do, it's damage or humiliation to reduce the deficit or to control the deficit. But doesn't seems like happening anytime soon. Ball comes out the back, runs across his man. Was that a high shot? Yes. This could be a yellow card as well.
Number 20.
The referee wants to have a word with the player. Still, he will not reach for his pocket. Probably a final warning because it is the second attempt. But Nadun Kavisha now with another attempt to bring his team forward. 10 meters off the try line. So can Science Maroons finish off the half with another try? A late flourish. Line is collected cleanly. The rolling maul is set up. Peel off the rolling maul, but still with possession. The threat is not over yet for field force. They send it out wide this time. Long cut-out pass to Manula. Throws out another pass to the win 3/4. And there you go, another try. It will probably be the last action of the first half, but this game is almost done, folks. All but over, you could say. It's been a hammering for the field force team. Just unable to cope with the physicality or the speed of the opposition. And right from the word go, it's been all Science Maroons. There you go, cutting inside. Finding his win 3/4. The nice pass. Nice corner flag try. And this you could say will be the most difficult of kicks. Difficult of angles rather for Nadun Kavisha, but so far nothing has been facing this young lad. So Kavisha lining up the kick. One final look at it. There you go, brilliantly done. All the kicks right on the money. 100% kicking record. This guy's been brilliant. Continuing from last week. It's half-time here at the Thurston College Rugby Stadium. And it's been a mauling from Science Maroons, and Field Force just haven't had any answer for the onslaught from the opposition. There you go, the halftime summary. 56 points to nil in favor of Science Maroons. So we'll be going for a quick commercial break. See you on the other side. Well, we'll rather take a quick look at the highlights, and plenty of tries to look at in this first half. And this was the first. The flanker. Going over. Easy conversion. There you go once again. That was a penalty try. The referee deciding it was a try scoring opportunity for sure. And this was the number 4 cutting back inside. Brilliantly done. Going under the post. And all those kicks were bread and butter for Nadun. And this was another try. Aaron Pereira using his speed. No catching him from there. Going over under the post yet again. Nadun Kabisha slotted it in to make it 28 points to nil. And then their forwards really getting on the act. It was Denuan powering his way through from close range. If you wanted to see a better goal kicker, there you go. Brilliant goal kicker rather. And then another try off the rolling maul. Field Force really didn't have any answer for this. Good position and poor body positioning from the Field Force team. Nadun though just kept on slotting those beautiful conversion kicks. And this was the number 8 using his footwork. Didn't even use a handoff. Brilliant try. And the final try of the first half. Manula cutting inside before drawing the defense and sending his win 3/4 over. Brilliant try once again from Science Maroons. And to top it off, a beautiful conversion by Nadun. So we'll be going for a commercial break. Stay tuned for the second half. Welcome back, folks. Second half action about to kick off here at the Thurston College Rugby Stadium. Action between Field Force Sports Club and Science Maroons. And if you're just in doing, of course, Science Maroons on a marauding run of their own, totally dominating proceedings, leading by 55 points to nil. So an entire second half to play. And Field Force really need to come up with a better show than they have in the first half to avoid humiliation, if at all, which has already not happened. Science Maroons off the restart, collected it cleanly. They look to clear these lines. Nathan Kavisha, the thumping kick. The ball allowed to bounce by the Field Force player. Hospital pass there. No look pass to the man. And tackled on the spot by the Science player. They're going backwards right off the kickoff. Slips on the ground. Was the ball knocked forward, but the referee says play on. The ball is loose. Science Maroons now with possession. Looped pass. They've got men on the outside. Cuts back inside. That's well done by the wing three-quarter. Now needs to set it up for his forwards, but the forwards are spread out wide. So early on, Science Maroons, long cutout pass there. Aaron Pereira has the speed. This time doesn't get away from his man, but was he...
Line out.
Did he go out to touch? Yes, he has. So just like the first half, things really don't look good for Field Force. Science Maroons, whenever they have possession, looking dangerous and not afraid to spread the ball out wide, which they have traditionally known for.
Yes, good. Okay, good. Wait. Time on.
And in the comm box, I am joined by Mr. Nalin De Silva, the Deputy President of Sri Lanka Rugby, former Isipatana and Sri Lanka Air Force legend, also member of the Hong Kong Bowl winning team for Sri Lanka Rugby,
Close in the gap.
as well as Mr. Janaka Disanayaka, who played for Science College in 1991, and also one of the founder members of the Science Maroon Sports Club. Good evening, sir.
Free kick, they are both.
So just like you predicted, the Science Maroons certainly with a really improved performance this week. It was all stopped in fits and starts last week, but good continuity. Of course, Field Force not able to mount a challenge, a real challenge, but Science Maroons don't take anything away from them. They've really come into this game, grown into this game, and as you rightly predicted last week, they are putting up with an improved performance.
Ten back. Ball! White, no, white! White, no, white!
Là nghĩ ta ta là đóng ba.
Back form. Advantage.
අපේ කොල්ලන්ගේ හાર્ට් එක හොඳයි. ඒකෙන් තමයි මේ අපි ඔක්කොම ජයග්‍රහණ ලබා ගන්න. අපේ කෝච් ඉන්නවා අමිල කීයට වැඩිය දන්නේ කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම දන්නේ කැන්ඩි කියලා. ඒකයි ඇසිස්ටන්ට් කෝච් සුරත් රන්දිම. එයාවත් දන්නේ කට්ට කියලා. ඒ දෙන්න එකතු වෙලා අපේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ හොඳට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරලා මේ දවස් ටිකේ කොල්ලෝ හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරලා පැට්ට හොඳට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරා කොහොම හරි මේ කප් එක අරන් යනවා කියලා. ඒක කොල්ලන් දීලු හાર્ට් එකෙන් තමයි මේ සෙල්ලම් කරන්න හොඳට.
ඔබතුමාලා මේ ඇත්තටම ස්ථාපිත වෙච්ච ක්ලබ් එකක් නෙවෙයිනේ. දැන් උදාහරණයක් වශයෙන් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම සියා හැව්ලොක්ස් ඒ වගේ ලොකු ක්ලබ්ස් ඉනවා. නමුත් දැන් මේ සයන්ස් කොලෙජ් එකේ ආදි ශිෂ්‍යයන්ම එක්කහුව වෙලා මට ඇඟි යන විදිහට මේ අවුරුද්ද විතරක් තමයි වෙන ක්‍රීඩකයෝන් දෙන්නේ 3 දෙනෙක් වරන් තියෙනවා මේ ටීම් එකට. විශේෂයෙන් මේ දැන් අපි ගහන මේ අන්ඩර් 24 ටීම් එකට. නමුත් මේ දවස් ටිකේම 1998 ඉඳලා ස්ථාපිත කරුවට පස්සේ ඔබතුමාලා කොහොමද මේ වැඩේ ගෙනිච්චේ? මේක ඉස්සරහට කොයි විදිහටද ගෙනිච්චේ? කවුද මුදල් දුන්නේ ඔබතුමාලට?
අපිට මුදල් නම් අපි ආදිසියන්ගෙම තමයි එකතු කරගත්තේ සර්. එහෙම එකතු කරගෙන තමයි එක එක දේවල් බාර අරගෙන කෑම ටික බාර අරගෙන ටී-ෂර්ට් බාර අරගෙන ජර්සි එක ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකට තුවාල වලට බෙහෙත් කරන්න එක්කෙනෙක් බාර ගන්න. ඒ වගේ එක එකනා බෙදාගෙන ඒ විදිහට දිගටම කරගෙන ගිය නිසා ඒතර හાર્ට් එකෙම තමයි අපි උදව් කරන්නේ අනිත් අයත්. ඒක නිසා තමයි අපිට මේ විදිහට උද්දිරියට එන්න පුළුවන් නේ සර්.
දැන් මෙතුමාලා මේ කතා කරන භාෂාව මේ රග්බි භාෂාවෙන්ම තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. ඒකට ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන් මම හිතන්නේ ප්‍රේක්ෂකයෝ ටික හරි හුරු වෙලා ඇති. ඊට පස්සේ දිසානක මහත්මයාණෙනි දැන් මේ කොහොමද ඔබතුමාලා මේ දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මෙච්චර දවස් මේ අවුරුදු 3ක් රගර් තිබුණ නැහනේ ඔබතුමාලට. කොහොමද මේ ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක මේන්ටේන් කරුවේ ඔබතුමාලා?
අපි සර් මේ ටැප් රග ගැහුවා අපි ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකට. දැන් කොරෝනා දවස්වල සෙල්ලම් කරන්න එපා කිව්ව දවස්වල සෙල්ලම් කරේ නෑ. අනිත් දවස්වලට අපි ටැප් රග ගැහුවා ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකට ළමයි වගෙනලා.
දිගින්
දිගටම ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරා. ටැප් රග ගහලා මේ ඇඩ්වාන්ටේජ් එක තමයි අපි අරගත්තේ. ඉතින් අපි මේ
හරි බොහොම සන්තෝෂයි. දැන් සයන්ස් කොලෙජ් එක අපේ රටට ගොඩාක් මේ බිහි කරලා තියෙනවා ජාතික මට්ටමේ ක්‍රීඩකින්. එතකොට දැන් ඔබතුමාලා එයාලගෙන් ලැබෙන සහයෝගය මොකක්ද? ජාතික මට්ටමේ ඇවිල්ලා මෙයාලා උදව් කරනවද මේකට? රයිට්. බොහොම සන්තෝෂයි. අපි තව ටිකකින් කතා කරමු. ඔය දැනට දෙමු මේක මොනවද කමෙන්ටරි ගෙනියන්න දෙමු. තව ටිකකින් ආයෙ කතා කරමු.
So Mr. Nalin De Silva and Mr. Janaka Disanayaka just having a small chat, a brief introduction on how Science Maroons, a brief summary on their history, their approach to this tournament, their preparation to this tournament, and it's all showing on the field as well. Field force, a marginal you could say sign of promise, glimpse of hope, and they are, well,
Don't move, Reds.
why not? Nothing in fact going their way, so they'll opt for the 3 points. needs to gauge the distance as well as the direction. It's not going to be easy. But seems confident. Seems to be 40 meters with the angle. Wouldn't do much harm because even if he misses, most likely he will receive the kickback. And on the other hand, might eat up the clock a bit more. The game's gone, certainly. There's no hope, any hope for field force. Has the distance, but lacks the direction. But it will be 22-meter dropout, so it will, the ball should be received back by the field force team. Adun Kavisha with the dropout. Fumble there by the field force player. Took his time, too casual. Charged by the Science Maroons player. But did he collect the ball and then run out to touch? No. It had already gone out to touch, so it will be a line out for field force. Of course, just a quick update to our viewers. In the women's rugby circle, the English juggernaut finally stopped by the All Blacks women's, the Black Ferns. What a game, exciting game. 34 points to 31 in New Zealand at Eden Park, their fortress. And of course, our own sevens team, men's and women's, taking part in Korea. And Mr. Nalin De Silva will give you a quick update on the scores for this evening. And just before we do that, of course, field force reduced to 14 men. Another dangerous tackle, a high tackle. They had been already warned on 2 occasions, so the referee this time giving the yellow card. So, Mr. Nalin De Silva, just give our viewers a brief summary on the score for us.
Thank you. We are doing well in South Korea. I should say this morning we had the first match, that is the second 7 series, Asian 7 series, played in South Korea in Seoul. First match was against UAE. Sri Lanka won 26 points to 14. Sri Lanka won. And the second match, the first match was Hong Kong. Hong Kong won 33 points to 0. Then the second match, Sri Lanka won 26 points to 14 against UAE. Then the third match, again China is a very strong team. They have a very strong team. Again we won 21 points to 19. So we have won, out of the 3 matches, we have won 2 matches. They are doing well over there. Very unfortunate, the women's team, of course, we have to improve a lot. The Kazakhstan, against Kazakhstan 46-0, against China 55-0, against Hong Kong 47-0. So we have to develop the women's team in time to come. Of course, we are going to tap the women from most of the rural areas. We are on. We have already planned for it. Because most of these the women who are taking part are from the services, from Army and majority Army and Navy, and another try scored by the Science. You can explain.
Well, yes, Aaron Pereira, second try of the game. And the scoreboard just keeps on ticking in favor of Science Maroons at regular intervals, you could say. And they're extending the lead. And Mr. Nalin De Silva was just giving us a brief update on the performance of men's and women's sevens team who are in Korea taking part in the sevens tournament. And Mr. Janaka ඔබටත් ආඩම්බරයක් ඇති මේ මොහොතේ මොකද sevens කණ්ඩායමෙත් science විද්‍යාලය දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා. රිචඩ් ධර්මපාල යලිත් කරලියට පැමිණලා තියෙනවා සත්සමාජික පිටියට. අනිත් ක්‍රීඩකයා මෙතන ආකාශ් ඩයිරු ආකාශ් ඔහුගේ ඩෙබියු ටුවර් එක. ඉතින් යලිත් වතාවක් අපිට පේනවා සයන්ස් විද්‍යාලයෙන් ක්‍රීඩකයන් ජාතික තලයට ජාතික මට්ටමේ ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරනවා. ඒකත් ඕගලන්ගේ රග්බි ෆවුන්ඩේෂන් එකටත් විද්‍යාලයටත් මහත් ගෞරවයක් කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා.
ඔව් අපේ මේ අවුරුද්දේ මේ රිචඩ් ධර්මපාලයි ආකාශ නම් ලාස්ට් ඉයර් එක ගිය අවුරුද්දේ මේ රිචඩ් නම් 2013 මේ ඒතකොට රිචඩ් කැප්ටන්සි එකේ මම තමයි ටීම් එකේ මැනේජර්. මේ හොඳට කරගෙන යනවා. ඉතින් සෑහෙන ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අපිට රග ටීම් එකට සයන්ස් කොලේජ් ටීම් එකට සයන්ස් මෙරුන් එකට සෑහෙන මේ අපිට උදව් කරනවා කැම බීමෙන් අපිට ඇවිල්ලා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරවනවා ළමයිට. ඒ කටයුතු දිගටම කරගෙන යනවා.
අනිත් එක මිස්ටර් දිසානායක මේ ඔබතුමාලා දැන් මේක දැන් හොඳට පේනවා මේක දැන් හොඳ රග්බි සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ. හරිද? හොඳ වෘත්තීය මට්ටමේ රග්බි සෙල්ලම් කරනවා. කොහොමද මේක දැන් ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්නේ? දැන් ඔබතුමාලා මේ වයස 24න් පල්ලෙහානේ. දැන් මෙයාලා මට හොඳ අදහසක් තියෙනවා. මෙයාලව ගන්නවා මේ අනිත් ක්ලබ්ස් වලින් ඇවිල්ලා ගන්නවා. ඔබතුමාලානේ ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔබතුමාලා මේක ෆීඩර් එකක් හැටියට දිගටම මේක විදියට කරගෙන යන්න දැන් අවුරුදු 3කට පස්සේ මේ ගහන්නේ හොඳ රග සෙල්ලම් කරනවා. කොහොමද ඔබතුමාලා මේක ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්නේ?
Well, just a small interruption there on the question posed by Mr. Nandi Silva, because that was a brilliant try. We really need to get the highlights reel on that. Brilliant passage of play by Science Maroons. Some beautiful offloading. We'll get you the replay on that as soon as possible. Shashin Munasinghe, not his first in the game, has been brilliant. Brilliant support play by the Science Maroons player. Here we go. The ball was turned over. It was advantage. Number 5 making the initial break. Finds the man in support, loses his balance. But there you go. Brilliant offload. Brilliant support. Brilliant try.
අන්තිම ප්‍රශ්නය අපි දැන් කොහොමද මේක ඉදිරියට ඔබතුමාලා ගෙනියන්න යන්නේ මේ වැඩපිළිවෙල? මේක අපි දැන් මට කියන්න දැන් මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක ගැන ඔබතුමාලා මොනවද හිතන්නේ? මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක ගැන
මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක ගහපු එක නම් සර් ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බියට සර්ලට හුඟක් මේ ස්තුති වෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද අවුරුදු 3ක් අපි මේ රග සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ නැතුව හිටියේ කිසිම ටූර්නමන්ට් එකක් කොවිඩ් නිසා. ඒක නිසා සෑහෙන සන්තෝෂයි සර්ලා මේ වගේ 24 එකක් අවුරුදු ගානකට පස්සේ මේක මේ සෙල්ලම් කරන්න ප්ලෑන් කරලා ඒ වැඩ කටයුතු කරපු එක ගැන අපිට ප්‍රධානම දේ තමයි අපිට ස්පොන්සර්ස්ලා නැහැ. මේ ස්පොන්සර්ස්ලා නැහැ අපිට. අපේ ආශිෂ්‍යම තමයි අපිට කෑම් බීම ටික බෙහෙත් ටික ડોක්ටර් ළඟට යන පේ කරලා ඒ වැඩ කටයුතු ඔක්කොම කරන්නේ අපේ ආශිෂ්‍යම එක එකනාට කියලා ශ්‍රී ලංකා ගහන කට්ටියට ක්ලබ් වල ගහපු කට්ටියට වෙන ආශිෂ්‍යයන්ට කියලා තමයි අපි පොඩ සල්ලි එකතු කරලා තමයි වැඩ කටයුතු කරගෙන යන්නේ.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි මිස්ටර් ජානායක. ඔබතුමා විශේෂයෙන්ම සයන්ස් මෙරූන්ස් ක්ලබ් එක ගැන අපිට අදහසක් දුන්නට මේක ආදර්ශයක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් අනිකුත් ලංකාවේ ඉහළට ගුඩට නැගීගෙන එන තව මොන හරි පාසල් වලින් බිහිවෙන ක්ලබ්ස් තියෙනවා නම් මෙන්න හොඳ උදාහරණයක් ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් අපි සයන්ස් මෙරූන්ස් කොහොමද මෙච්චර හොඳ ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකකට රග්බි මේ දිගටම කන්ටිනියු කරන්න කියලා සයන්ස් කොලෙජ් එකේ ඕල් බොයිස් ක්ලබ් එකක් හැටියට. ඉතින් අපි ඒකට හරියට ගරු කරනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඔබතුමා මෙච්චර දවස් ඔව් පොණි කියන්නේ.
සර් 1998 සයන්ස් මෙරූන් එක පටන් ගන්නකොට මට ගොඩාක් උදව් කරපු දෙන්නේ තමයි පණ්ඩුල පෙරරයි මාරසිංහයි කියන දෙන්න. ඒ දෙන්නව මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ. සෑහෙන දැන් උනත් දැනුත් උදව් කරනවා. ඒ දෙන්න තමයි අපි මුලදීම අපිට මේ අපිට උදව් කරේ සයන්ස් මරූන් එක පටන් ගන්න. ගොඩාක් ප්‍රශ්න ආවා අපිට ආදිසි සංඝ මෙනුත් එපා පටන් ගන්න මේක ආදිසි සංඝ මේ දෙකට කැඩේ මේ කියලා. ඒත් අපි තුන්දෙනා එකතු වෙලා කොහොම හරි මේක පටන් ගන්න ඉදිරියට ගෙන යනවා.
දිසානායකටයි පන්දුලටයි මාරසිංහටයි බොහෝ පිං මේ කරපු වැඩේට අපේ ජාතික මට්ටමේ ක්‍රීඩකයන් ගණනාවක් සයන්ස් කොලෙජ් එක හරහා බී කෙරුවට. බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඔබතුමාලා අනිත් සියලු දෙනාම උදව් කරපු දෙන්ටත් බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
So Mr. Janaka there just giving our viewers, the fans, an update on how they initiated Science Maroon Sports Club under immense difficulty. Even yet, without a proper corporate sponsor, a main sponsor, it's been funded by their old boys. Of course, that plays a huge part in the sport. Coming back to the game, Science Maroons on the charge again. Brilliant hands and another brilliant try. That came off. Another mistake from field force as well. The tries just keep on racking up. And there's no answer at all from field force. Coming to Dilshan, the try scorer. And of course, Mr. Janak also heaping praise on the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union for initiating this tournament. Of course, this tournament was initiated after a lapse of 10 years. Mr. Janaka was also touching on the scope where any rugby wasn't played for 2 years due to the COVID force break. But the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union, under the leadership of Mr. Rizli Ilyas, coming up with a long-term plan as well, where they need to groom the upcoming young talent as well. Not just focus on club rugby, focus on rugby that will help the young players as well as promote the game throughout the island. We can see the provinces coming to play in this tournament. Last week, Mr. Nali Indi Silva explained where players who perform exceptionally from this tournament. And there's a rare occasion, rare sight today. Nadun Kavisha missing a kick. Was a difficult one. But he's been on the money. So going back to the point, Mr. Nalin De Silva mentioned all the top players, the performance of these players are being evaluated every match. And even the encouraging signs are that club scouts are coming to watch these games. And simultaneously, he also mentioned that a B division tournament
Ball behind, my friend.
will kick off once the club rugby season, 3 or 4 weeks into the club rugby season. So all this talent can be nurtured, and a strong rugby squad or a strong rugby foundation can be built to take this game to the next level we rugby lovers so desperately desire. So Science Maroons on the charge, props running like backs now. Tired legs there from the field force team. Gaps opening up at the back as well. Hopeful kick. Chased down well. Didn't collect. There you go. Lapse of concentration. And another try and 2 back-to-back tries for the fullback. And like we predicted, the floodgates have opened. The try will take them to 92 points. Probably an easy conversion to take to 94. And just 6 points shy from the century. So Western Province scored, I believe, 119 points in their opening game. With time on their side for Science Maroons, they look well on course to beat that score as well, but you never know. Kavisha slots in the easy conversion, so 94 points, 66 minutes gone. Just above 15 minutes to go as well. So joining us in the commentary box, we have another guest, Mr. Sandaruwan Nyapa, president of the Field Force team. අද දවස නම් තරම් සුබදායි දවසක් නෙවෙයි. පෙනෙන විදියට ලකුණු පූර්ව දැක්කොත් 94ට බිඳුවක් ලෙස තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මොන හරි තරගයේ පර්ෆෝමන්ස් එක ගැන මොන හරි කියන්න තියෙනවද දැනට?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම පැවසු පරිදි මේ අද තරගය නම් අපිට ඇත්තට හොඳ තරගයක් නෙමෙයි. ගොඩක් දුරට මේ අපේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගේ ගොඩක් ඉන්ජරිස් එක්ක තමයි අපි මේ තරගයට ආවේ පහුගිය තරගයත් සමග. ඒක හින්දා අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් අද පර්ෆෝමන්ස් ගැන නම් මට පොඩ්ඩක්වත් සතුටු වෙන්න බෑ. ඇත්තට මේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගේ ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ සෙල්ලම් කරන්න අවුරුදු 2කට 3කට පස්සේ හින්දා ගොඩක් මේ අපි ෂෝට් නෝටිස් තමයි මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකත් අපි ප්ලේ කරන්නේ. ඉතින් ඉන්ජරිස් ගොඩක් මේගොල්ලන්ගේ තියෙනවා. ගොඩක් කට්ටිය සෙල්ලම් කරලා නැහැ. අඩුම ගානේ ටැප් රග්බිවත් සෙල්ලම් කරලා තිබ්බේ නැහැ මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකට එනකොට.
තව කෙටි ප්‍රශ්නයක් දැන් අවාසනාවන්ත විදියකට මේක දෙවෙනි පරාජය මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකේ. දැන් මෙතන සිට ඕගොල්ලන් කොහොමද මේ ප්ලෑන් කරන්නේ මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකට? ඒ කියන්නේ මැච් එකෙන් මැච් එකට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම තමයි ප්ලෑන් කරන්නේ. බට් ඕවරෝල් ටාගට් එකක් විතර ගත්තොත් ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයක් විදියට ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ ફોකස් එක කොහොමද තියෙන්නේ?
ඇත්තටම ෆීල්ඩ් ෆෝස් අපේ ක්‍රීඩා සමාජය මේ ප්‍රථම වතාවට තමයි පහ කියන්නේ ප්ලේස්ලා 15 වගේ ලීග් එකක් ගහන්නේ මේ ෆස්ට් ටයිම්. අපි ගොඩක් සෙවන්ස් බේස් කරපු ටීම් එකක්. අපි 2014 වල වගේ ඉඳන් දිගටම සෙවන්ස් තමයි ප්ලේ කරේ. මේ ෆස්ට් ටයිම් තමයි අපේ ක්ලබ් එක 15s ගේම් එකක් ප්ලේ කරන්නේ. ඉතින් අපිට ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකට පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න හම්බෙච්ච එක ගැන. අපේ ફોකස් එක තියෙන්නේ මේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ටික රිටේන් කරගෙන ඊළඟට තියෙන ටූර්නමන්ට්ස් හැම එකටම පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න මේ 15s වල මේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා මොකද ගොඩක් යං ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ඉන්නේ අnder 19 ප්ලේ කරන්න පුළුවන් කට්ටිය under 21 24 ලෙවල් එකේ ඔක්කොමලා ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් ගොඩක් යං සයිඩ් එකක්. හැම ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාම අපිට අවශ්‍යතාවය තියෙන මේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා රිටේන් කරගෙන මේගොල්ලෝ ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න අපිට පුළුවන් විදිහට මේගොල්ලන්ව ඩෙවලොප් කරලා අපේ ක්ලබ් එකේ තියාගන්නේ නැතත් ඒ ඩිවිෂන් ක්ලබ්ස් වලට මේගොල්ලන් දෙන එක තමයි අපේ ලොකුම ටාගට් එක.
ඒකම මිස්ටර් සඳරුවන් දැන් ඔබතුමාලා මේක පොලිස් පාක් එකකින් බිහිවුණේ ක්ලබ් එකක්නේ. මම දන්නා විදියට මේ බාස්කට් බෝල් ක්ලබ් එකක් හැටියට තමයි ඉස්සෙල්ලම ෆෝම් වුණේ. හරිද? මොකද ওই දවස්වල මට මතකයි 1970 මුල් භාගයේදී ඕක ෆෝම් කරනකොට මමත් එතකොට පාසලෙන් එළියට ඇවිල්ලා ගුවන් හමුදාව ජොයින් වෙනා ඉතරමයි. මට තාම මතකයි ඒක ඒ දවස්වල හිටපු ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා හිටියා. ඕකේ හොඳ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා හිටියා. හරි. ඒක ගැන මොනවද ඔබතුමා තව කියන්න තියෙන්නේ? මේ 1970 ගණන් වල බිහි වුණේ ක්ලබ් එකක් ගැන. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අවුරුදු 50කට කිට්ටුයි මේක.
ඔව් ඇත්තටම ඔබ පැවසු පරිදි මේ අපේ ෆීල්ඩ් ෆෝස් කියන ක්‍රීඩා සමාජය පැසිපන්දු ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයක් මූලිකවම අපි මගේ දන්නා පරිදි අපි පැසිපන්දු ඒ පළමු පෙළ ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ ඩිවිෂන් පවා සෙල්ලම් කරපු ටීම් එකක්. හොඳ නැෂනල් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා සෑහෙන ප්‍රමාණයක් අපෙන් බිහි වෙලා තියෙනවා. දැනටත් අපි බාස්කට් බෝල් පැසිපන්දු ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයක් විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඊට අමතරව තමයි අපි 2014 දී රගවලට යමු වුණේ. ඇත්තටම මේ අහඹුවක් විදිහට ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට උමනාවක් තිබ්බා. අපේ හිටපු ක්‍රීඩකයන් ගොඩක් හිටියා රග ක්‍රීඩාවෙත් නියුලුණු කට්ටිය. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන්ට අවස්ථාවක් දෙන්න තමයි අපි ඇත්තටම මේ 2014 දී රග ක්‍රීඩාවත් අපේ ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයට ඇතුළත් කරගත්තේ. ඉතින් අපිට ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි අපි අවුරුදු 40කට 50කට ආසන්න ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයක් විදිහට මේ පවත්වාගෙන යන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට මෙම්බර්ස්ලා ඉන්නේ ඔක්කොම අපේ ෆීල්ඩ් ෆෝස් කියන්නේ පොලිස් ක්වාටර්ස් ඇතුළේ ඉන්න මෙම්බර්ස්ලා ගොඩක් ඉන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ සපෝට් එකත් එක්ක අපේ ක්‍රීඩා සමාජය මේ ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන තත්ත්වය ගැන අපි ගොඩක් සතුටු වෙනවා. මොකද මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකේදීත් ඇත්තටම පවසන්න ඕනේ මම යම් දෙයක්. දැන් මේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ්ස් වගේ මෙඩිකල් ෆැසිලිටිස් හැම දෙයක්ම අපිට SLR කියන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි ආයතනයෙන් තමයි හැම දෙයකම ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ ස්පොන්සර්ෂිප්ස් අරන් දුන්නේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපිට මේ තත්ත්වෙට එන්න විදිහක් නැහැ. මොකද ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකක් දැන් කොළඹ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකක් අඩුම පහසුකම් තියෙන ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකක් ගත්තත් අඩුම 50000ක 60000ක මුදලක් වැය වෙනවා. ඉතින් එතින් ගත්තාම මේ තරඟාවලියට සහභාගී වීමට අපිට ගොඩක් රුකුලක් වුණා SLR එක ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි ආයතනය විසින් මේ ලබා දීපු අනුග්‍රහකත්වය. ඒ ගැන අපි ඇත්තටම ස්තුතිපූර්වකව කතා කළ යුතුයි. සභාපතිතුමා ඇතුළු සියලුම මේ නිලධාරීන්ට අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා මේ අවස්ථාව ලබා දීම පිළිබඳව.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. මම මෙතන මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මතක් කළ යුතුමයි රිස්ලිලියන්ස් මැතිතුමා අපේ සභාපතිතුමා ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි නිපොන් ආයතනය එලිෆන්ට් හවුස් කොත්තුමි වෙබ් එක්ස්පේ කියන අනුග්‍රහයකින් නැත්තම් අපිට මේක කරන්න හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඔබතුමා කිව්වා අනුග්‍රහය ලැබුණයි කියලා. හැම එකක්ම මේක වර්ල්ඩ් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකට අපි ඇත්තටම ගහන්නේ වර්ල්ඩ් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකට. හැම කියන්නේ ඩොක්ටර්ස්ලා මේකේ ඉන්න ඔෆිෂියල්ස්ලා ඔක්කොම හැම එක්කෙනාම ක්වොලිෆයිඩ් කට්ටිය තමයි ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒක හින්දා අපි මේක ඔබතුමාටත් ආදර්ශයක් කරගන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රධාන පෙළේ A ඩිවිෂන් ක්ලබ්ස් නෙවෙයි. දැන් ඔබතුමාලා ඊළඟ පෙළේ ඉන්න ක්ලබ්ස් වලට අපි ආදර්ශයක් හැටියට පෙන්නනවා. හැම වෙලාවෙම මේ ක්‍රීඩාව සෙල්ලම් කරනවා නම් ක්වොලිෆයිඩ් කට්ටිය තමයි මේකට ඉන්න ඕන කියලා. හැම එකටම. අන්න එතන තමයි අපි ඔබතුමාලට දෙන ආදර්ශය. මම ඒකට ගරු කරනවා අපේ රිස්ලිලියාස් මැතිතුමාට. එතුමා මේ ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක දිගින් දිගටම තියාගන්න තමයි අපිට දීලා තියෙන ඉන්ස්ට්‍රක්ෂන්ස් හැටියට කියන්නේ. මේකේ ශම්රත් ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ ඉන්නවා ටූර්නමන්ට් ඩිරෙක්ටර් හැටියට. එතුමත් ලොකු ක්‍රියාකාරකමක් කරනවා. මම ආයි නැවතත් පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඔබතුමාගෙන් අහන්න. දැන් මේක මේ අපේ පොලිස් නිලධාරීන්ගේ ළමයි එහෙම ගොඩක් ඉන්නවනේ මේකේ. එතකොට මට තාම මතකයි මාසෝ එතකොට අජන්ත සමරකෝන් විකුම් සිරිවර්ධන පාලිත සිරිවර්ධන බිහි කරපු ලොකු කට්ටියක් බිහි කරලා ඉන්නවා ජාතික මට්ටමේ කට්ටියක්. ඒකම අශෝක ජයසේනල දැන් ওই පැත්තේ අහපුවම මම කොහොමරි ෆීල්ඩ් ෆෝස් පැත්තට ඇවිල්ලා තමයි අන්තිමට බිහි වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් දැන් මොකද්ද දැන් ඉදිරි වැඩපිළිවෙල ඔබතුමාලගේ? ඔබතුමා සභාපති හැටියට
ඔබ පැවසු පරිදි ඇත්තටම මේ අපේ ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයට විශාල රුකුලක් කියන පොලිස් ක්‍රීඩාංගණය අපිට ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. අපේ සියලුම කියන්නේ පුහුණුවීම් කටයුතු සඳහා පොලිස් ක්‍රීඩාංගණය ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ පිළිබඳව මම ඇත්තටම එක විනාඩියක් කරන් ස්තුති කරන්න ඕනේ අපේ දැනට ක්‍රීඩා කොට්ටාශ භාරව ඉන්න අපේ සහකාර පොලිස් අධිකාරීවරයාට පොලිස් අධිකාරීතුමාට ඔහුගේ සහයෝගයෙන් තමයි මේ ක්‍රීඩා කටයුතු පවත්වාගෙන යන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම අපේ ફોකස් එක තියෙන්නේ ඊළඟට අපිට දැනුවත් වෙලා තියෙනවා C හරි B ඩිවිෂන් හරි 15 තරඟාවලියක් පැවැත්වුණා කියලා. අපිට අවශ්‍යතාවය තියෙනවා මේ කණ්ඩායම එම තරඟාවලියට සහභාගී කරවලා මේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට තවත් අත්දැකීම් ලබා දීලා මොවුන්ගේ තියෙන මේ ක්‍රීඩා කෞශල්‍ය උපනං වෙලා තවත් ඉදිරියට මොවුන්ගේ ක්‍රීඩාව ඉදිරියට අරන් යන්න උපලක් වෙන එක තමයි අපේ ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයේ අරමුණ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
බොහොම හොඳයි ඔබතුමාලා මේ ස්කෝර්ස් මෙතන එක ගැන වැඩි හිතන්න එපා. ඔබතුමාලා ඇත්තටම මේ වගේ තරුණ ජවය පාවිච්චි කරලා මේක අපිට මේ රටට අවශ්‍ය හොඳ පුරවැසියෙක් බිහි කරන එක තමයි අපේ ප්‍රධාන පරමාර්ථය ක්‍රීඩාව තුලින්. ඒක තමයි ඕනම ක්‍රීඩා සංවර්ධනයකට මම හිතන්නේ මේක වැදගත් මේ අවස්ථාවක්. ගෝල් පෝස්ට් එකේ යටින්ම නැවතත් ස්කෝර් කෙරුවා. මම හිතන්නේ
තවත් උත්සාහක දිනුමක් වාර්තා කරනවා සයන්ස් මරූන්ස් කණ්ඩායම. තරුෂ උදයංග තමයි නම්බර් 8 පොසිෂන් එක ගහන ක්‍රීඩකයා. හොඳ තරඟයක් ඔහුට. මම හිතන්නේ ඔහුගේ දෙවෙනි උත්සාහක දිනුම් ඔහු වාර්තා කරනවා අද තරඟයේදී. ප්‍රවේගකාරීව ඉදිරියට ගමන් කරමින් ගෝල් කණුව අසලම ඔහු පන්දුව ප්ලේස් කරනවා. 99යි ප්‍රවර්තන උත්සාහය ලේසි එකක් විය යුතුයි. ඔව් සාර්ථකයි. ලකුණු 100 සීමාව ඉක්මවනවා සයන්ස් මරූන්ස් කණ්ඩායම.
මිස්ටර් හඳුරුවන් ඔයාලව ස්පොන්සර්ස්ලා කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද? ඔබතුමාලට මේක ගැන අනුග්‍රහකින් කවුරු හරි මේක ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්න. මොකද අපි හරි උනන්දුයි ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි එක මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක තව ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්න. විශේෂයෙන් මේකේ ඇත්තටම තව විමෙන්ස් ටූර්නමන්ට් එකකුත් අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ලොකු මේකක්. මොකද ඔබතුමාලා දකින්නත් ඇති අපේ රිසල්ට්ස් මේ කොරියාවේ අපිට විමෙන්ස් ටීම් එක ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න ලොකු උවමනාවක් තියෙනවා දැන්. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද මුළු රටේම හැම දිස්ත්‍රික්කේම හැම පළාතෙම අපි විමෙන්ස් ටීම් එක ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න යන්නේ විමෙන්ස් ටීම්ස්. ඔබතුමාලා ඇයි තවත් මේ පොලිස් ෆීල්ඩ් ෆෝස් එකනොත් විමෙන් ටීම් එකක් දැම්මොත් හොඳ නැද්ද?
ඇත්තටම අපි ගැන බලන්න ඕන. අපේ මොකද ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. කියන්නේ ගොඩක් අපේ ෆීල්ඩ් ෆෝස් අපේ ක්වාටර්ස් වල ගත්තාම පැසිපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව තමයි මූලිකම ක්‍රීඩාව වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මොකද අපේ බාස්කට්බෝල් කෝර්ට්ස් දෙකක් ඉදිරියේ තමයි ක්වාටර්ස් ටික බේස් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකට යනකොට වඩා බාස්කට්බෝල් කෝර්ට්ස් වල තමයි. ඉතින් ගොඩක් ක්‍රීඩාව නිලනවා කියන්නේ ක්‍රීඩකයා හැම තිස්සෙම පුළුවන් ඕන ක්‍රීඩාවකට, ඒ කියන්නේ යාගේ ෆිසිකල් ටික තියෙනවා නම් ඕන ක්‍රීඩාවකට යාට අනුවර්තන වෙන්න හැකියාව තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් අපි උත්සාහ කරලා බලමු. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ ක්‍රීඩකාවන් විශාල පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා පැසිපන්දු ක්‍රීඩා කරන. අපි උත්සාහයක් දරමු. අපේ කණ්ඩායමක් අඩුම ගානේ අපිට සෙවන්ස් ෆෝමැට් එකට හරි අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් අපි උපරිම උත්සාහය දරනවා ඒ පිළිබඳව.
එහෙනම් බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඔබතුමාට මේ සාකච්ඡාවට සහභාගී වුණාට. අපි මේ ආයි නැවතත් කියනවා මේ ස්කෝර් එක ගැන එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ ලකුණු පූර්ව ගැන හිතන්න එපා. ඔබතුමාලා අධෛර්යමත්වත් වෙන්න එපා. අපිත් එක්ක එකහුවෙලා දිගටම ඉන්න ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි ඔබතුමාලගේ පිටිපස්සෙන් ඉන්නවා. මේක මේ විදියට තමයි අපි ටූර්නමන්ට් සංවිධානය කරලා අපි දැන් මාස දෙකක් තිස්සේ back to back tournaments. Ishan, for your information, we have been having tournaments, back to back tournaments from the time that we took office. way back. That was in end of August. So I'm so grateful to Mr. Risti Elias for organizing the sponsors, because it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task for us to, organize this and do it in a proper format. To do it in a format where you play quality rugby with the officials, everybody, world standard. Okay, thank you very much, Mishan. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nalini Silva, for those praising words, and of course praising words from the president of the the Field Force Sports Club president as well, Mr. Sandurwan Yapa. Touching the point, he did mention the backing or the sponsorships brought in by the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union playing an important part, because everything is quite costly these days. He did mention even getting a very basic ground booked for practices would cost quite a handful these days. But thanks to the sponsorship of the organizing, there you go, WebEx Pay, Prima Kottumi, Elephant House, Nippon Paints, the main sponsor, all coming in to make this tournament a success and achieve the real objectives set by the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union. So getting back into the game, not much to comment, but Science Maroons have just been a class of their own throughout this game.
Free kick.
Just to,
Stump.
they initially wanted 3 points, but
Penalty ඉතල දාන්න පුළුවන්. Free kick දාන්න.
the fly half deciding against it and then calling for a scrum. That itself just shows a lack of proper organization or leadership within their ranks. But Field Force have tried their valiant best, you could say, but Science Maroons have just been brilliant. And like mentioned earlier,
Bye.
they have been
Set.
trained well.
Steady.
The conditioning has been done seemingly excellent as well, and that is shown on the
Play
field.
on.
Good pressure of the scrum. The ball is loose. Hack forward, but this time it will roll out to touch. And you could see Science Maroons, the game now in the dying moments, but still adding a lot of pressure at the breakdown, adding a lot of pressure wherever they can. Not giving up. They really are going for more points, but don't think now there is sufficient time, like I predicted earlier, where they can surpass the earlier record score of 119 points set by the Western Province team.
Play.
That's still a century against any opposition. It's a real confidence booster for the team that scores this, and of course quite detrimental for the mentality of the opposition team, that the team that concedes those points. Cross kick, evades everyone, but finally comes out in the side of the Science Maroons camp. Poor pass, but does well. Nadun Kavisha to collect that ball. Not the greatest of passes yet again, but still with possession. Science Maroons looking for an inside pass, but finds the Field Force player. Ball is loose, but still with Field Force.
Go ahead.
Maybe hit on the player.
Play on.
Ball is loose yet again. The ball is out. It was to be played under pressure. The Field Force fly half just thumps it forward. Aaron Pereira gets the ball, thumps it forward, has the speed, needs to put the boot in, but the ball evades him. But the following player who followed up, that's a clean try for me. The ball evaded Aaron as well as the other player from Field Force, but I think that's the fullback from Science Maroons. And that's a hat-trick for him. Quite a second half this lad has been having. Scored 2 tries back-to-back. And then scoring another one. That's coming to Dilshan under the post, giving Nadun Kavish another easy kick at goal. So here's the replay. Aaron Pereira followed it up, but Dilshan coming in, the second man coming in, collects the ball cleanly and dives over. Try time. So the conversion is good, and the lead is extended further. And still just a minute and a half to play. So, Mr. Nalin, we have quite a few games to expect tomorrow on Monday as well, I believe.
Yes, Ishan, the whole purpose of this tournament is we are with the clubs mostly based in the Western Province. We are organizing. We have already organized to run parallelly. The provincial teams also is playing. So today there was another match which was scheduled, that is Uva playing against Southern Province. Due to some unavoidable circumstances, they are playing it on Monday. But tomorrow there is another match in Kurunagala, that is North Western Province playing against North Central Province. That is the Anuradhapura playing against Kurunagala in Kurunagala. So tomorrow in Colombo we are having all Wesley Lights playing Peterson. That is tomorrow here in Colombo. So that is the schedule which is on.
So another match to be expected live tomorrow as well. Sportsnow.tv is the place where you need to tune up, as well as the Sri Lanka Rugby Tuskers page. And like Mr. Nalin De Silva mentioned, it's Old Wesley versus Peterson. Peterson, who recorded a victory over Field Force in week 1 against Old Wesley, who was the second best in last week's encounter against Science Maroons. So time almost up, probably the last passage of play. Line out time for Field Force. If they can muster out anything of this line out, it'll probably be a mere consolation. 108 points to nil. Almost cricket score. An ultimate thrashing, you could see. Quite reminiscent of the 2020 semi-final. England versus India. How England chased that score without any fuss, without conceding any wickets. And you could say Science Maroons just have been on the money right from the word go.
Number 16.
Discussion between the touch judges as well as the referee. I think it is regarding substitution.
Number 16. White number 16.
Wants to have a chat with the number 6, I believe, or number 15.
Bench. Okay, good. Thanks. Time on.
So probably the last passage of play. Time is up on our clock, but it's the referee's clock that matters.
Closing gap.
Closing the gap, so it's a free kick for Field Force. They are in no hurry. They're probably up for a scrum because it's a free kick.
Scrum. Free kick. Scrum. Touch your full out. Free kick, kick it.
They wanted to kick it out to touch, but the referee just reminded them that you cannot do that. It's not a penalty. So they are deciding to go with the scrum, which I believe they don't have any other option.
Right back. Hey! Seconds. 4 seconds. Seconds.
Players
Coach!
taking their time
Bind.
for the bind.
Set.
Can Field Force initiate anything? They'll concede. They've won a penalty. quickly taken
Okay.
by the number 4. The bench, the player from the bench getting into the attack. But you can see they're committing so many players to the breakdown. Decide to send the ball out wide. But Science Maroons just dominant at the breakdown. They've committed so many players at the base of that breakdown that Science Maroons have the luxury of running all the way from their 22. Easy does it. Number 17 off the bench. Runs under the post. Take their score to 113. There you go, number 25. Unselfish there. Looked for his supporting player and passed it in. So Nadun Kavisha still on the field. Will take this conversion.
Red's captain. Red's captain. No high captain. Okay. Man this is. Stay back.
So quite a bit of a confusion, no, but the referee just wanted to clarify something with the touch judge again. It is a try.
Time on. Okay.
Nadun Kavisha taking a drop goal attempt. In fact, no. 2 formalities to go ahead with. And there you go, easy does it. 115 points. It ends in favor of Science Maroons. An ultimate thrashing for the field force team, who just weren't in the game at all. And that man on your screen, Nadun Kavisha, brilliant find certainly. Brilliant place kicking, controlling the game as well. Didn't have a lot of running to do because he had other players who were really dangerous off him. But his touch finders and his place kicking was a real treat to watch. And end of the day, it's all good sportsmanship by both the teams. That's good to see. Good friends just playing in opposition teams. And by the end of the day, making sure the rugby is the winner. So game 1 of week 2, the Nippon Under 24 Rugby League comes to a close. And Science Maroons running away with this game. $115 points, so just falling short of by 4 points to register them as the highest point scorers in this tournament. But that'll matter the least. But at the moment, it'll put them on good stead ahead of much more difficult games as well. So here. And if if you're a person who loves tries, well, you've got plenty to select from. And don't be fooled, this got some brilliant tries scored by the Science Maroons team. There you go, brilliant offloads, brilliant hands, brilliant running angles. Aaron Pereira there, the winger, former Josephian winger on the wing. Had a quiet evening last week. Really flexed his muscles this week, or today rather. Try number 5 for Science Maroons of their forwards. And that man was firing conversions, kicks at goal from all angles today. Another try off the rolling maul here for Science Maroons. Just no answer. Conceded quite a few tries off the rolling maul this evening. The field force team. And of course the number 8 stepping his way through. Dilshan as usual. In fact, Nadun Kavisha as usual, slotting in the conversion. Manula Ratnayaka had a quiet evening, you could say. Didn't have much to do. Decides to run at pace, finds the offload, finds the man on the outside. And the conversion to seal the first half. In the second half, it's all started off with another rolling maul. Not the best of body positioning to defend that rolling maul by the home team. And there you go. Left, right. Nadun was on fire. Mistake there by the field force player. Lethargical. Just was waiting for the referee to blow the whistle, who let it play on. But there you go. That was the difference between the two teams. Science Maroons were just always eager and fully focused on the task at hand. And this is another brilliant try. Looking for the offload and then notices Aaron on the wing. And another beautiful conversion by Nadun. You could see quite a few players asking the referee for time, but they knew it was going to be a long, and this was another brilliant try. Loses his balance right when he hits the deck, pops the offload. Brilliant try by the Science Maroons player. And still there was yet to come another break by the number 8. And this is where the fullback, number 15, decided to have a go himself and went on to score a hat-trick. That was the first of 3 tries, and this is the second. Good work by Aaron, but then he followed it up, uses his speed, going under the post. Easy extras, no problem there. And then once again the number 8 just powering his way through and touching down beside the post. Customary conversion, all good. And then once again puts the boot. And yet again, it's that man, the fullback. It wasn't lucky because he chased that ball down. He maybe have been the second player, but chased it down with the willingness to score. And then again, the ball comes loose. Not secured at the breakdown. The stand-in winger runs the distance, finds his man. He just drifts inside, has the pace, fresh legs on the park. Under the post he goes. Just to put the cherry on an already beautiful cake, Nadun Kavisha with the easy conversion to complete the 115 points for his team. There you go. 17 tries and 15 of them were converted for Science Maroons. No points. Nothing to show for from Field Force. So thank you for tuning in. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and like our Facebook and social Instagram pages, sportsnow.tv, bringing you the live telecast for the Under-24 Rugby League. And of course, we have another live game tomorrow as well. And that will be between Old Wesley Sports Club and Peterson Sports Club, right here from Thurston Grounds. So it's me, Hisham Hamid, and on behalf of the production crew from sportsnow.tv, have a good evening and good night.